Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So back home, I gripe endlessly about the disadvantages of being single. Now, let's face it, being single has natural disadvantages, right? You got one income, one set of hands. Like, for example, a lot of my colleagues don't recognize that when I work an odd hour at my job, I don't have my dinner ready at home. I have to go out of pocket for that, right? A lot of people don't realize that the odd hour almost feels like a pay cut to me. Like, good luck getting most people to understand that, right? And so it has natural disadvantages, but our society has a great way of amplifying those disadvantages, right? So at the same time that I'm taking a pay cut by working an evening hour or the lunch hour, my colleagues are also asking for well, right now there's a lot of discussion about maternity leave, which is great. I don't have a problem with maternity leave. What I do have a problem is you got singles who want to get to that point. When was the last time you heard a colleague take dating leave, right? I know that sounds like a weird concept because you don't hear it, right? There's nothing weird about it, it's just foreign to a lot of people. But I noticed an interesting phenomenon in my 1 month in Taiwan so far, and I've noticed it in past trips as well. I noticed that I feel a lot less disadvantaged here in Taiwan because even though I'm not, you know, I'm not married here in Taiwan or anything. It's kind of a trick question. I actually do feel married, not just to one person, but to 23 million people. What do I mean by that? Well, my first day in Taiwan, my cell phone battery had died. I was at a big loss for directions. I pull into a Family Mart store, and I asked the cashier if he would mind if I charged my phone for 5 minutes so I could look for direction. Not only did the cashier not mind, but he volunteered to look for whatever directions I needed, and so did the rest of the store. The customers and employees alike all came around to help me. That's not the experience I have in the United States. I can't tell you how many times in the United States I pull into a small town and maybe I'm on a road trip and I need to charge stuff. Maybe not a small town, but a mid-sized city, right? Pull into like a St. Louis or like a Kansas City, and pull into like a grocery store, a Walmart, a Safeway, and there's nowhere to charge your phone. Right? Good luck trying to ask anybody. Everybody's like going to be busy. Oh, I don't know. That's not my job, right? And if you try to locate a charger that might be out of the way, good luck. Good luck. One time, I even told the manager was upset that I was charging my phone. I even told him I'm lost. I just drove from Seattle, and he didn't seem to give a damn in the world. And I returned the respect to him by saying, I don't care. I need to get out of here because I'm already running late. And but that's the kind of attitude that I run into back home in the United States. Now, don't take my word for it. Google this: stealing electricity at a store, at a grocery store, at a Walmart. Right? I can't tell you how many times I read news articles. Some homeless guy, you don't even know if they're homeless, pulls into a Walmart to charge their phone. They call it stealing electricity. Here in Taiwan, we don't call that stealing electricity. We call it networking, getting to know your neighbors, right? Uh, Back home in the U.S., what we call loitering, here we call helping each other out, right? And so I feel like for the first time in my life, I actually do feel married, except it's to 23 million people. Think of it like a universal marriage, right? Kind of like universal healthcare, but with marriages. I really do feel Taiwan almost has a universal marriage. It really does. And I seldom feel alone, no matter what goes wrong. Now, last summer, or actually almost exactly last year, this time of year, I got a really bad case of COVID 19, and I hope I don't get it here in Taiwan. But I'd much rather get it here than Phoenix. I go home August 15th, and I find that I've been praying that I catch COVID 19 while I'm here because I think I'll have a better time dealing with it. All right. So pray that I get COVID-19 before I go home, and pray that the United States learns a thing or two from other cultures. Uh, I just can't imagine. There have been so many nice things that have happened here in Taiwan. I just lost my passport at a different hotel, uh, an hour away from here, actually, and the people there were very patient with me. Back home in the U.S., I guarantee my passport would be in a landfill where people could care less. They see an odd book that's in the wrong color because you got to remember I'm from the U.S. Taiwanese passports are green. They see a blue book. Ah, what is this? Somebody's like diary of some sort, and they toss it out without even thinking about it, right? Here in Taiwan, I've noticed that there's discussions about education. I'm not sure which country is more educated, US or Taiwan. Probably depends on the subject. But what Taiwan does have is most people have an interest in gaining more education, no matter how old they are. Right? Back home in the US, oh, that's not my job. That's outside of my department. Right? Just go to any coffee shop in America where the Wi-Fi is down and try to ask anybody if they can fix it. Right? Here in Taiwan, maybe not everybody has all the answers on their fingertips, but they're willing to find out. Right? I think that's a big. Even if you have an IQ of 0, if you just have that, I think you have a lot more than the smartest person on earth. I really do. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.